Hello! You may be wondering where we've been for 3 weeks, but due to legal reasons, I cannot tell you. But what I can say is Cam went on a bit of a trip. Anyway, welcome to RMU Focus. Now this is usually where I would tell you what happened last Focus, but because it happened 3 weeks ago and none of us can remember what the heck happened, we're not going to do it. So Cam, what are you excited for today on the show?
Well, I'm excited to just have the show in general, you know. I went on my trip, got to see my family back home, but yeah, being back on the show, let's get right back into action.
Very excited, but with so many events going on this week, let's see what's going on in the Burgh. Do you like guns? Well, the Pittsburgh Gun Show makes its return. Pittsburgh Gun Show will display many shotguns, rifles, handguns, scopes, knife, shooting supplies, and ammunition. It will be in the Monroeville Convention Center tomorrow from 9 to 5 and Sunday 9 to 4. Also, the World of Wheels is back at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's Max Motive World of Wheels is presented by Napa Auto Parts. It returns to the David L. Lawrence Convention Center. It will be from today from 3 to 10 p.m. Don't miss out. And the Bucks will host the Cubs tomorrow and Sunday. The two NL Central rivals will have a showdown. It continues as the Bucks look to get off their 6-game losing streak, much to the dismay of our producer Ethan. Sorry, buddy. But he will be at the game tomorrow. The game tomorrow is at 6 and 6:30, and the game on Sunday is at 1.
Well, next week in Pittsburgh, we have a virtual tour of Grant Street where you can see some elegant Beaux Arts and Art Deco gems of architecture. Fun fact, I literally learned about this stuff last night in my humanities class. Nobody cares. The event will take place April 15th at 2 o'clock. That's what we care about. We also have Charlie Parker's Yardbird, this beautiful jazz performance at the Pittsburgh Opera, where they will be performing some of Charlie Parker's jazz. This event starts today and lasts until April 22nd. Visit the Pittsburgh Opera for more info. The next week, the Pirates wrap up their homestand against the Padres in a 4-game series. Now, Colby, you're going to one of these games, I believe, and do you think the Pirates can pull one out?
You know, the Padres are one of the better teams in the MLB, so I'm not feeling it. But let's keep sticking in Pittsburgh. Another country music star has announced a show in Pittsburgh. Kane Brown is bringing his Blessed and Free tour to PPG Paints Arena on January 8th, 2022. Alongside with him is Chase Rice. It's the Restless Road Tour. It will make Brown the first country artist to bring his headline tour to all 29 NBA arenas. The tickets went on sale earlier today at 10. On Wednesday, Eric Church announced his tour will be stopping at PPG Paints Arena this fall. The announcements are some of the first after the pandemic put live events on pause more than a year ago.
Students this Sunday and for many more to come have a chance to attend disaster response training. This event will be held virtually, and it's an excellent option for those interested in business, computer science, construction, carpentry, building, trades, animal care, education, environmental management, emergency services, and more.
Don't miss out on a new spectacular show creating color from above. In the Spring Flower Show, Canopy of Color, Phipps' signature display will delight and not only be in beds below, but baskets and designed above, creating a world of color waiting to be explored, with whimsical elements suspended in air and tall blooming trees creating color overhead. Guests are encouraged to look up and look forward to see seasons of renewal, marvel as it rains curtain casts in April, showers in Sunken Garden, and stroll beneath 100 colorful umbrellas. Now, this one is an event that I wouldn't personally attend, but the Pittsburgh Reptile Show is on sale as one of the original reptiles expos in the United States. They've been hosting monthly events since 1989. There's an outstanding mixture of vendors, bearders, educators, and family-oriented fun. Vendors will be a large selection of reptiles, amphibians, birds, adventures, small furry friends, feeders, supplies, and more. Guests will have the opportunity to learn about and see or purchase animals not normally seen in local pet shops. Vendors are always willing to teach guests about their animals, and many of their vendors are allowed to hand out interactions with their animals. Guests can shop for their new family pet among the thousands of exotic animals at the event.
This weekend's Max Motive World of Wheels is having a convention at the David L. Lawrence Convention Center. Enjoy your weekend with some great customs, hot rods, trucks, motorcycles, and the Pittsburgh's Vintage Grand Prix. There will be some race cars and vintage cars as well. Visit pvgp.org for more information about this event.
The Car Bonanza Parking Garage Flea Market is a Pittsburgh twist on the beloved British car boost sale. The tradition, this market is open to makers, artists, realtors, and sellers, offering a vintage, secondhand, or recycled items and selling goods from their cars or boot or truck, and stroll browse in festive atmosphere with live music along with hot food located in the 6 and Penn Garage downtown Cultural District. More information for vendors and sellers can be found at their website.
Tomorrow at 11, you can head on down to a local park where you can get together with friends and family and enjoy some of the nice weather. The event is hosted by P3R with partnership with the Pittsburgh Parks Conservancy. Participating parks include Bergwin Park, Riverview Park, Westinghouse Park, and Highland Park. Looking for a laugh? Well, Funny Noises Productions is hosting the free comedy review. The Funny Noises production and Parkway Theater in the Film Lounge is back in full swing and hoping to fill the seats once again. The show will include some great and growing comedians, including Martin Mallow, Del Treese, and Mike Bosco, and Sal. Show starts at 8 tomorrow night.
Are you a fan of trivia? Of course you are. Let's Roam Virtual Game Night makes it easy for you to have an epic game night. Any night, a leader in global adventures, Let's Roam has taken over Mission Virtual, helping people explore, discover, and connect through one-of-a-kind video platform. They've combined crazy fun games with embedded video chat of software for a game night experience that will level up your joy. You'll take on 5 rounds of fun games throughout Let's Roam Night level video call software virtual game that you will experience. Now, when we come back, I will be sitting down with former RMU Editor-in-Chief Garrett Roberts on his time here at RMU. You won't want to miss this one. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on RMU Focus.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made her college years happen. Opening that education savings account when she was little. Spearheading a campus tour. And another, and another, and another, and another. Bam! Deciphering financial aid. She was like, what? But now she's like, you aced planning for college. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Jason, let's go see your room.
How is it? Is it good?
Things could be stranger, but I don't know how. I'm going through changes now. Could spend a lifetime trying to figure it out. I'm going through changes, through all of the strangeness. I'm going through changes now.
Welcome back to RMU Focus. Let's toss it right to Colby, who's sitting down with Garrett.
Thank you, Cam and Garrett. Thank you for joining me.
Oh, no problem, Colby.
Now, you were the editor-in-chief this year for RMU Century Media. Can you take me into what a day-to-day was like for you this year?
Well, the usual day-to-day would be along the lines of making sure that we have content going out, talking with our editorial team to see what's going on, our reporters to see where they are on their projects, helping with TV, helping with radio. It's a busy job, but one that I enjoyed.
Now, why exactly did you choose Robert Morris for your college education?
Well, I didn't originally come in as a journalist. That was a late game decision. I came in as a mechanical engineer, and I thought that Robert Morris was both close enough and it had plenty to offer for its engineering program, and I would soon find out that its journalism program had a lot to offer too.
So you just said you were a mechanical engineer, so why did you choose media and journalism?
I thought I wanted to be an engineer. I thought I was good at math, and then one calculus class later, you figure out you should be a journalist. The age-old joke is journalists don't do math, and you know what? That's mostly true. So as a result, I switched to media because I've always had a passion for journalism, and it just started to grow on me and became my new major and livelihood.
Now, what exactly would you like as a job for your livelihood once you're done here in April?
Honestly, I want to be writing anywhere. I'm going to continue to do a podcast I started here, Where's the News? I just want to stay in the news industry and then eventually move on to my master's, doctorate, and eventually teach journalism.
So you just named your podcast, Where's the News? Can you kind of just go into a little bit what a normal episode would be like for a viewer?
A usual episode never really happens on Where's the News. It's always something new, a new bag of tricks. We talk about arts and entertainment, sports, and news topics. It's with Nick Hederick, who is also graduating, and John Blinn, who will be here for another semester. But we talk about various news topics, what we're kind of the experts in, and then we kind of devolve into banter slowly over time.
Now we're going to stay with more Garrett-produced content. What is your favorite article you've ever written?
Ooh, that's a tough one, but I think I have an answer. The article that I wrote about, there's a student who's now an alumna. They were from Venezuela, and as the political situation in Venezuela was getting bad, their father had to go back and forth in between the countries. And that was a very dangerous time to do that. And being able to talk with her and her father and get the full scope of that situation was one of my favorite experiences.
So now we're going to transition a little more about your time here at Robert Morris. What was your favorite memory you've ever had with your fellow seniors?
Ooh, with the fellow seniors, probably the people here in Century Media. You know, I have friends all over campus, but the people here were just we were all kind of a family, close-knit together. And just the random antics we get into, some of them you don't want to say on the record, were kind of fun.
So another favorite memory you had, what is your favorite memory that you'll look back on here at Robert Morris?
My favorite memory will always be Romo's, the former Romo's, not the new one that they have. The lines for that, you know, that's always one of those like little memories that I'll be like, you know, I remember that. But I feel like the memories I'll have the closest to me are just the people here, the professors who kind of made an impact. John Tucci always saying hi as you pass by. You know, those are the like things that I feel I'll remember the most about Robert Morris in 10, 20 years.
If you could go back to your freshman year, what would you tell yourself coming to Robert Morris?
I'd tell them they're going to get rid of Romo's, but no, in all honesty, I think that I would tell freshman me to get involved with media a little bit sooner. Do more. There's plenty to do at Robert Morris, and I feel like a lot of people don't fully take advantage of those situations. More TV, more radio. Don't limit yourself to one box whenever you come into college. Experiment. That's the time to mess up and make mistakes.
Garrett, I want to thank you for joining me, and thank you for making this transition to Robert Morris for me a little easier. But joining us next week will be the new editor-in-chief, replacing Garrett. But thank you again, Garrett.
Oh, no problem, Colby. Thank you.
Send it back over to Cam.
Well, thank you, Colby and Garrett. Congrats. Your time here was great. It's great to be around you every day. Well, when we come back, me and Colby are going to be talking about sports as well as a discussion with John Hanna talking about the Masters.
Heart doesn't see race. Love is love.
How prepared is your family if a hurricane shows up at your doorstep, or a flood, or a blizzard? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan now. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking,
Let's go.
you'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza. Yes.
Make a plan today.
The Masters started yesterday, and one big story was the return of Jordan Spieth. The former #1 golfer in the world has found his stride with this weekend, as he is currently tied with 5 others for third and only down 2 strokes from the current leader, Justin Rose. Well, here with me to talk about more Masters, I have John Hanna. John, welcome to the show. And let's start off. What are you wearing? Nice golfer look?
Well, yeah, thanks for having me on, Cameron. And obviously, Masters, they win the green jacket. I don't quite have a green jacket.
You got the green shirt, but
yeah,
black jacket.
Green shirt, black jacket.
Okay,
It's close I could do. Obviously,
I like it.
Masters this weekend
it.
is big news.
So, let's hop right into this.
All right.
What is the Masters, and why is it so big?
Well, the Masters is a annual golf tournament held down in Augusta, Georgia, at the Augusta National Golf Club, and I just think it's so big because it's just such a grand spectacle around it. I think you have Magnolia Lane, the Azaleas, Amen Corner, which is last bit of 11, the hole 12, and then first 2 shots of 13. So I just think the whole spectacle built around it's one of the 4 majors, and I just think it's one of the best sporting events in the world, not just in the game of golf.
Now, last year with the whole COVID situation, they had to reschedule, and it was only a few months ago, correct?
Correct, yeah. It was November 12th through the 15th.
And who won that one?
That was won by Dustin Johnson.
Ah, nice. So this year, who would you say the favorite is to win?
I think Augusta's a difficult course. Obviously, you mentioned Justin Rose a bit earlier. He had a 4-shot lead headed into today. However, he's now 3 over par today, so just shows you how big that course can change. Obviously, Dustin Johnson's a fan favorite. He's 2 over, but obviously it can change. And since 2005, only one golfer outside the top 10 after day 1 has won, and that was Tiger Woods. So I think, there's a long list of guys. There were 13 actually inside the top 10 because of some ties. So if you want to go with tradition, I'd say any one of them will be the winner.
So speaking of Tiger Woods, Tiger was in an unfortunate car accident. What does it mean for the tournament that he's not here, and will they be doing anything to show his appreciation, like Red Shirt Sunday or anything?
I mean, I'd assume they do Red Shirt Sunday. Obviously, I forget what tournament it was exactly, but they did it a little while ago where they all wore red shirts. And he actually tweeted, "I'll miss running up Dustin Johnson's bill at the Champions Dinner tonight. It's still one of my favorite nights of the year." But what the Augusta did do is they left a seat open for him on Tuesday night. So just a good showing for him. Obviously, one of the best golfers I've ever seen.
Now, a little bit ago, we talked about favorites. Now, are there any underdogs, dark horses, and surprises over the first day or two?
Obviously, you mentioned Jordan Spieth. He's sort of not expected to be where he is now, making that comeback. But one name to watch out for is Victor Hovland. He's a Norwegian. He's currently 1 over par. Actually tees off in a couple minutes right now. But I think he's still young. He's definitely proven. I think he can make a surprise coming up.
Now, I want to touch on one of your personal golfers, Bryson DeChambeau.
Yes, Bryson. Where do I start with Bryson DeChambeau?
I think you start with his hat, which
his hat is one of
about a lot.
It's not exactly a good fashion choice, I will say, but I'm not a big fan of just how he plays the game. He's more of the grip it and rip it kind of guy. I know when Tiger came about, courses started Tiger-proofing their courses, making them even longer. But DeChambeau's just blowing everyone out of the water with the drive. So
I just don't think it's.
So is he Happy Gilmore getting holes in ones?
Not quite that level, but you know, he could definitely. I golf, but he could easily outdrive me by 100 yards.
Has there been any holes in one yet?
Actually, yes, there was. Yesterday on the par 3 16th, Tommy Fleetwood, who I think looks a bit like, you know, CSC host Jack O'Brien a little bit. He had a hole-in-one, only the 32nd ever player to hole-in-one in the Masters. But we could see, you know, another one, because only day one. Today's day two, so.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining me talking about the Masters. It's going to be a great tournament all weekend long.
Thanks for having me.
Tune in, check out some great golf. Well, in Pittsburgh, the NCAA Frozen Four has arrived. Yesterday at PPG Paints Arena, and the host, RMU, this great underrated sporting event yesterday was the first game was between two Minnesota schools as Minnesota State took on St. Cloud State. A last-minute goal propelled St. Cloud State to a 5-4 victory and a ticket to the finals. At 9 o'clock, the second matchup was a rematch of the last national championship game as back-to-back champs Minnesota Duluth took on UMass. Unlike 2019 national championship game, UMass would not be stopped as they defeated Duluth in their revenge tour in overtime. The national championship game will be Saturday at 7. Don't miss out.
Well, David Bednar grew up rooting for the Pittsburgh Pirates. 2 years ago, the Mars native overcame the odds and made it to the major leagues after being drafted in the 35th round. After an off-season trade, he's now pitching for his hometown team. David Dad said, quote, "Whenever you're on any big league opening day roster, it's an incredible thing to be with your hometown team. It is beyond a dream come true," end quote. He pitched against the Cubs yesterday in PNC Park, his hometown ballpark. Congrats to David.
Returning to the ice, the Pittsburgh Penguins went cold for a few days after a 5-game win streak, but now look to battle for a top spot at the East Division as Evgeny Malkin returned to the ice after missing the last month with a lower body injury. He did not get the start on Thursday, but that didn't stop the Penguins from picking up points as they defeated the New York Rangers by a score of 5-2. They look to start a new win streak as they take on the Devils tonight.
Now let's go to RMU Sports. The softball team will be in action today as they take on the UIC Flames today at 3 and 5 after last year's was canceled in Northern Kentucky due to COVID. They will also take on the Flames tomorrow at noon and 5:30. Look out for the sweep in this one. I think the Colonials should do well. Natalie Higgins and Dana Vitegas should be big for the team as well. The Colonials are currently in 4th place in the Horizon League and look to move up in the standings.
RMU football is on the road again, this time in South Carolina as they take on Charleston Southern tomorrow at 12. The Colonials look to pick up their first win of the season against an also winless Buccaneers team and rebound from their 35-0 loss at the hands of Kennesaw State. This will be the Colonials' second Big South matchup and have one final one next week as they take on Monmouth here at Joe Walton Stadium. Colby, any predictions for this game?
We're going to have to take the Colonials in this one 21-14.
Bold, get their first win.
Thank you. If you want to hear more about Colonial Sports, check out Colonial Sports Network. The writers like Cam, John, and I have you covered as the aforementioned football team is in action this weekend. The softball team and both lacrosse teams are in action as well. It's all for you there at colonialsportsnetwork.com. When we come back, we're going to tell you all things going on this weekend here at RMU. Stay with us on RMU Focus.
Chance high five. All right.
When you adopt a shelter pet, you discover all the things that make them unique.
And your mother and... I am totally a hot person. Right, guys? Thanks for being honest.
They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love. Adopt pure love at theshelterpetproject.org.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here. Wait. What? I can't drive. Why? My. Oh.
Stand is precise, no margin for error.
Dare to forget that. Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to send those old STEM theories flying past the neighbor's house into outer space. Dare to program something internet-breaking, record-breaking. Dare to blow their minds. Dare to learn the difference between sedimentary and metamorphic rock. Go find those rocks. Dare to keep daring. Dare to STEM. Check out She Can STEM to get started.
Welcome back to RMU Focus. Now that it's the weekend, let's see what's going on here on campus. During this virtual event, this year's Research and Grants Expo, students are highly encouraged to attend and they will receive a set credit. It's hosted by the RMU Colonials. It's today from 9 a.m. to noon. Also, the virtual speaker series is back. The Center for Innovation and Outreach invites you to attend their third virtual innovation speaker series. The event is featuring Raidi Ghani, a distinguished career professor in machine learning department and the Heinz College of Information Systems and Public Policy at the Carnegie Mellon University. Raidi Ghani will present doing good with data science fairly and equitably today from noon to 1. Finally, the Black Student Union is hosting an end of the year fire. Come join the Black Student Union for their final bonfire at the fire pit behind the Nicholson and roast some marshmallows. It's from 7 to 10 p.m. at the fire pit.
Next week, RMU Spring Cleaning Clothing Drive will begin on Monday, where you can get rid of some new or gently used paired shoes, apparel, bags, and accessories. Boxes will be set up at Adams, Lexington, and Yorktown. All proceeds go to St. Vincent de Paul. And there's also bingo. RMU Res Life is hosting bingo, but with a little spice. Each square will be the answer to a trivia question, and you can sign up now and hopefully win some prizes.
The Sport Management Association will be putting on a charity fundraising mini golf tournament on April 10th, 2021. The entry fee will be $5 per player. However, fundraising higher than that is highly encouraged. Teams of 1 to 5 players will compete in order to try and win prizes: best individual performance, lowest player score; best team performance, lowest average score. Highest fundraising individual and best costumes are highly encouraged. Prize will be awarded throughout the event. Raffle and awards and performances on a specific hole, such as getting a prize for getting a hole-in-one. Sponsors will be acquired for food, prizes, and donations towards the cause.
Data Fest is today and Sunday at 5, where students can work in teams of 2 to 5. This challenges students to take on large, complex, surprise data sets over the weekend. So if you're a tech wizard like our audio man Ethan, don't miss out.
My What to Watch is going to make you live it up big time. It's Big Time Rush. It's on Netflix. The 2009 Nick show follows 14 teenage hockey players turned singers as they move from small Minnesota to LA. James, Kendall, Carlos, and Logan try to make their dreams come true as they try to make it. I remember loving the show as a kid, and some of the songs still hold up today, especially the theme song. Make sure you check it out.
Well, my place to be is the Frozen Four National Championship game. This game will be such a great game, as neither St. Cloud State or UMass has never won the NCAA tournament before. And college hockey just doesn't get a lot of coverage, as I feel like many people are missing out on those. And if you can't attend it, you can watch it on ESPN.
Now, Cam, we're going bowling today, and that's going to be my place to be. My friends are going to the Paradise Island Bowling Alley. Don't worry, we'll be socially distanced and wear masks. But I'm looking for a great time. And Cam, last time I didn't do too well, but you did better than me.
Yeah, but I also did lose $20 to our buddy Drew.
That is true.
I made the mistake, and I said double it or nothing. That was my fault. I shouldn't have done that.
Definitely not betting this time. But thank you for joining us at RMU Focus. We promised it won't be 3 weeks this time, but for everyone upstairs, Ethan Morrison, everyone down here, Karen Macariola, I'm Colby Sherwin. We'll see you next week.